All right, on to Pixo Pain, the Week 5 Reckoning. After this, we'll finally be all caught up.
Till
And
Saturday.
this will be better than our last video. I will finish off my Huckleberry Shine. I actually had a great week this week. I only had 3 losses. How'd you do?
Yeah, 4. Whatever.
I'd have probably had one more if that Denver and New England game wasn't postponed. But
Oh, dude, I totally would have. Like, who the hell saw that game? Like, that's a shot that we're going to have to take next week. So.
next week, which is
Next Saturday.
yeah. All right, so the first game, we both got this wrong. Tampa Bay at Chicago. Do you feel bad about getting this one wrong? Because I really don't.
Why do I, still don't respect Chicago?
I don't know. They're 5-1 at the moment, and honestly, I still don't really want to respect them.
Their defense is awesome.
Their
Their
defense is
wins
astounding.
games for them. But their offense is just there.
Which is what they did this game against the Bucks. Brady didn't look like he had a good game. Like, honestly, it was they had the 2 touchdowns, and then the second half was just 6 points, both teams that just swapping back and forth with leads. And then Brady forgot how to count and gave the Bears a win on an obvious 4th down play.
You know,
It was dumb.
the year the Bears were 12-4 or 13-3, whatever the hell they were?
Yeah.
It was a lot like this team, with a really good defense and a subpar offense.
Yeah, but we respected them that year.
Is it just because last year they weren't good, so we're just
I guess.
okay, they have Trubisky.
Like,
blah,
my
blah,
grandpa's
blah,
telling
Dick
me I'm not
Foles.
respecting the Bears enough, and I think he's right.
Maybe you're just
But
not
at this-
respecting the offense, because their offense, I don't respect.
That
their
is half the
offense.
team, or 45% of the team.
Okay, I respect your defense. All right,
Yeah, I'll respect their defense. It's just I kind of.
their offense is
But
cupcake offense.
and beyond that, Tampa Bay played a really sloppy game. Penalties left and right. A lot of Bucks fans were complaining about that. They were actually not all terrible calls. There was at least one bad call, but frankly, you just played like shit and committed a bunch of penalties. Deal with it.
All right, next game.
We both got this one wrong. Las Vegas at KC.
I did not see this coming. I'm just kind of biased with Kansas City because I think they're so awesome. So I'm just like, Kansas City's going to win. Kansas City's going to win. I pick them every week. I'm probably going to pick them every game this year anyway. I mean, even if you pick them 16 times and they go 12-4, it's just okay, you only missed 4 times.
Pretty much.
So I'm going to pick them every time.
What was funny about this game is just how much of a shootout it was.
Right?
Las Vegas showed that, honestly, you might not beat KC unless you're in a shootout. And that puts a lot of teams that you thought could have beat them,
Defensively?
like the Bears or the Bills. You're like, maybe they have a chance. No, you have to beat
No.
the Chiefs in a shootout, and not a lot of quarterbacks can do that. It was an outstanding performance. They spread the field. I'm pretty sure it was Carr had over 6 passes of 40+ yards.
Dang.
They spread the
Dang.
field. It was a
But-
good.
There's no defense that's going to stop KC, though.
No,
It's basically you got to have an opportunistic defense that just gets a few stops a game.
right?
Just be 2 or 3 or 4, something like that.
And at the end of that game, or near at least 4th quarter, Patrick Mahomes threw his first pick of the season to an opportunistic, Raider. He just jumped in front of a route because they got a little bit desperate.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. My dad actually put $10 on that game, so
How much did he win?
probably like $46.
Nice.
But still, that's pretty cool.
Out of $10, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw this one coming. I don't feel bad about missing it, but
I don't either. Good job, Raiders. This is
Yeah.
the way I felt. I was like, haha, it beat Kansas City. Cool.
yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a way to bounce back from losing to the Pats and the Bills.
Yeah.
All right, this one's for me, not for you. Carolina at Atlanta.
I just said I'd never pick Atlanta. I mean, I picked them in the picks, but at this point, I was just so pissed off at Atlanta. I'm like, no, Carolina's winning. And they won. And then Dan Quinn got fired, so what do you know?
Winning by losing. That's what I believe that is called. Atlanta really just looked like crap. The
Dude, they look
Panthers.
so bad, dude.
The Panthers scored 14 points in the final 2 minutes of the half, and that just
Yeah.
put it away. And thank God Dan Quinn got fired because it just was a terrible performance from them top to bottom.
We've been saying fire Dan Quinn since like week 2.
Well, we were saying fire Adam Gase from last year, but Dan Quinn was a surprise. It's mostly just the choking thing against the Cowboys.
After the
Bears.
Cowboys and the week after, the
Yeah,
15 points, the Bears were like, all right, fire this guy.
Straight up, it's just Atlanta didn't play as well as Carolina did. All right. All right. Indianapolis at Cleveland. That's your shot.
Well,
I went with the hot hand. Browns at the time of these picks were playing a lot better.
Indy's really inconsistent. They'll
They
be
really
good
are.
one week and then terrible the next. So I don't know with Indy. I picked them just because I thought their defense would give Cleveland a run for the money, but apparently that was Pittsburgh. So
You want to know what's funny about Indy is Phillip Rivers. He's still Phillip Rivers, even if he's making $25 million a year.
he's still terrible.
Yeah, he'll still throw some terrible throws, terrible picks, and some boneheaded mistakes, and then scream at his own offense for it. Basically, I mean, the Browns won this by 9 points, but there was a safety on an intentional grounding that Rivers committed, and a pick six. So there you go. That's your 9 points right there. Rivers gave this game to the Browns, kind of like how week 1 he gave the game to the Jags with his interceptions. He'll have a good week every now and again. This was a bad week, and it was weird that it was against Cleveland, because it made me think Cleveland was a bit more of a contender than maybe I should have.
No, I still think Cleveland just had a bad game. If you're talking about the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, we have future knowledge at this point.
Future
Yeah.
bad, no. But I think Cleveland will be all right.
Yeah, that's the thing with Indy. It kind of makes me be like, all right, you guys are
they a
playoff-ish.
playoff team? They're
Playoff-ish.
like wild card-ish.
It's going to be like 4 teams fighting for that,
For that
6th
seven.
and 7th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Colts are one of them. Thank God they got to play the Titans twice because, I want my team to take that spot. We'll move on. Oh, perfect transition. Miami at San Fran. You take that shot.
Yeah, I was just wrong. I thought San Fran was
Oh, yeah.
a little more talented and they could beat them at home, but apparently they didn't have any fight against the Dolphins. They just laid down and died.
Oh,
so,
yes.
But then somehow beat the Rams. I don't know.
I was gonna bet only like $20 on this game. Then I saw it was 4-1, and I was gonna bet on the Falcons Panthers game, and it wasn't worth betting on. So I bet 50 on this game, and it netted me some nice $150. Made me happy. Dude, Miami didn't just beat the Niners; they absolutely goddamn obliterated them, top to fucking bottom. Defensively, up front, in the secondary, Jimmy Garoppolo looked clueless. His 2 interceptions were so bad, Brady-esque, if I must say, that he got pulled at the half, and C.J. Beathard came in and didn't really do much better. It was
So, did they
beautiful.
drop 50 points on the Jets, though?
Man, we'll get into that next week, Saturday. But Miami just outclassed them. It was beautiful for me to see.
It was a terrible game for the Niners and a great game for the Dolphins. All right.
I saw the trap game coming. I
The
bet
next
on it.
games.
All right, and that's just it. 4-3. That ain't bad at all. Buffalo at Tennessee. Tennessee absolutely just outclassed the Bills, top to
Dude, they
frickin'
clapped
bottom.
them. Clapped
it was
them.
terrible on the Bills.
Tennessee played a really good game.
The worst part about that game was the Bills actually were very competitive for the first quarter and a half, and then the Titans just drove, had the put-away play with Tannehill's scramble, and it was a really good scramble. Like, you could see it coming from, 10 yards out. You knew he was going to run it, and the corner still followed the receiver. It was just a good play call, good design, and it was kind of the tone setter for the rest of the day. From that point, the Titans just could not be stopped.
Derrick Henry just stiff-armed the hell out of freaking Josh Norman.
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
it was amazing. The Bills just got outclassed, and I think that means Josh Norman sucks now.
Yes.
Remember how he was top-tier corner money?
No, he was never
Well,
good.
he got the contract.
He did, but did he deserve it?
I guess not. I mean, but Derrick Henry would shove anyone's soul out of their body. But the Titans, this game really put everyone on notice, and I think it's going to make the Bills suffer later in the year. Like, this is a big game for them to lose.
Unless they go on a rip.
Yeah.
Unless they win like 9-10 in a row.
Yeah, this is a huge playoff potential. So, and Tennessee just crushed them. Arizona, New York Jets. That was funny, though.
Is anyone ever going to pick the Jets?
I don't think
I don't
anyone
think
should.
because the Jets are terrible. Because
I won't choose them while Adam Gase is there.
Arizona just disrespected them, and it was hilarious.
It really was. My little brother's a Cardinals fan, and he told me he was really upset over the
It's 'cause they
Lions
lost
and
2
the
in a
Panthers
row.
week. But
But dude, you're not losing to
you
the
can't
Jets.
lose to the Jets, and then you drop 30 on them, and it's like, there you go, bud.
See, you're not losing to them. They're awful.
They can't
If you could
do
score-
anything right.
If you could score 1 touchdown a game, you'll beat the Jets.
Yeah. You could. Hell, we could have scored a field goal on them this week. We'd have been fine. The Jets don't know what they're doing. Adam Gase needs to be fired, and somehow he is the one coach that has yet to be fired. And
He's next. He's
I
coming. I said it'd be during the bye week. That's this week.
the Jets front office, like, you can fire him, right? Like, you're allowed to.
Just pull the trigger on it, dude. Just fire him.
Well, wait. Actually, like, maybe wait till we play you guys again.
In a week.
Yeah. Well, no, and it's still
2 weeks.
schedule changes. It's still when it would have been, so like week 11. But wait till then fire him. Like, jeez, it's terrible to see. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Philadelphia played its first competitive game of the year.
I mean, they were scrappy at the end. With their they almost came back, but I think the refs kind of screwed them over. So
Yeah, they were scrappy at the start too. The 74-yard Miles Jackson run. Like, every time Steelers scored, Eagles would answer back. I'd agree with you. This was a game I felt the refs were just bad.
They were bad in this game, but
Yeah, there
they
was
just lost at the end. I mean, they had an opportunity to win it, but they missed a really long kick.
Yeah.
And then gave the Steelers the ball back, and they scored. So
there was enough in this game that I don't like to blame the refs because I think it's a cop-out, but if it's bad enough, I will. And it happened twice. Early in the first quarter, there was what was it? It was a second down play, and like 2nd and 12. Roethlisberger got sacked for an 8-yard loss. Totally missed the receiver outright.
talking about the PI that was
the
uncatchable.
PI, and
That
they put him on the
twice.
2-yard line.
That happened twice.
Yeah, it was bad refereeing, plain and simple. And it's a shame because, I guess Philly didn't need this win in the division they're in, but come on, don't cater to the Steelers. They're 5-0, but God, they're still overrated. Like, easy teams and just refereeing.
We'll see. If they beat Tennessee, I'll be like, all right, they're good.
Yeah.
But if they get their asses kicked by Tennessee, I'll be like, what did I tell you?
We said they could be a playoff team, though. That's the thing. It's an
easy schedule. It really is an easy schedule.
But it is what it is. Philly should have had a better shot, but that's what it came down to. The Rams at the Wash. It was just bad for the Wash.
Isn't every game bad for the Wash at this point?
Except for week 1, yeah.
Except week 1. That's like the Jags. Just, you got your 1 win out of the way, tanking the rest of the year.
Honestly, I want to analyze this one a little bit more, but this is one of the games I didn't watch the highlights of. I kind of felt the final score told the whole story. Really, not a lot happened.
Did it, though?
30
Did it, though?
Wasn't it 30-10?
It was the blowout, yes. Yeah. Yes. So, the Rams, they've been feasting on the NFC East. So, that was the last win for the NFC East for them. So, now you got to play some real teams.
Now they're going to starve. But yeah, I hate to not give a very good recap of that, but just, I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I didn't care.
Did you need to? Like, did you really care?
Not really.
Like,
not with that game. It's just, I saw the Rams took the lead, kept it, and that was it. Whatever.
That's basically how most of their games have gone. Washington.
Yeah, Cincy at Baltimore. I'll let you handle this one.
Well, the Bengals have a terrible O-line. Like, the
God.
Ravens' defense just killed Joe Burrow. Like, I'm surprised he's okay.
Yeah, you need to get him out of there or get him some proper
Just
protection.
get him some O-line help, because damn, dude, like, you're going to kill that guy.
You're going to take years off his life. He's going to go the Andrew Luck route midway through the season at this point. It's bad.
Yeah, the Ravens jumped out to a big lead and never relinquished it, and the Bengals didn't do anything until like 25 seconds left in the game. They kicked a field goal to avoid the shutout, then did an offside kick, so it was essentially a shutout.
Yeah.
But damn, their O-line's bad.
Yeah.
They made the Ravens defense look like freaking like Hall of Famers pass rushing, but they're not that good.
It's one of those weird things where I know that Baltimore played a weirdly aggressive plan and they didn't put up the points to match it. You worried about their offense yet?
Yes. Yeah, their offense has been struggling the last few weeks. They struggled against the Bengals. I don't think the Bengals necessarily stopped them. It's just, I don't know what the hell they're doing, dude. They're like calling wrong plays and forcing Lamar to throw more, and it's not working.
Yeah.
They've gotten a little bit better. Like, they had the same plan going into Philadelphia, and that worked a little bit more. So, we'll see if they change it after the bye. I hope so.
It's got to make you feel better that since he's been feisty against every team and then just got completely outclassed by you. So that's got to be cathartic at least.
It made me feel good about the defense. Like, okay,
cool.
This defense is good.
Jacksonville at Houston. Houston fired Bill O'Brien, got a win against a divisional opponent, and it wasn't even really close.
Good job, Houston.
You did what you should
have
have
done
done
weeks ago.
basically
You were basically the Atlanta of the AFC where I kept picking you and you kept losing and you're just pissing me off.
Yep.
But they fired the coach and won. Well, I mean, I guess the Falcons did too, but...
It's crazy how teams fire their coach and become better somehow. Almost like those coaches are dragging the team down. Jets, oh my God, fire Gase.
But you don't want them to fire Gase. You
Not
want
yet.
them to keep them
Not yet.
every year.
But Bill O'Brien gone, and Jags immediately lost to the Texans.
Houston clapped them, so that's all I gotta know.
Yeah, that's basically all there was to say. Deshaun Watson had a great game. But yeah, just Jags looked clueless.
It's the next game.
Next game was the Giants at the Dallas. Ooh,
At the Dallas.
at the Dallas. So,
The Giants are awful on the road, and the Cowboys are awful in every game, but they were a little less awful against the Giants.
what's funny about this was the NFL's worst offense against the NFL's worst defense, and we told people, hey, this is going to be a very scarily close game.
It
And this was a testament to just how bad the Dallas defense is. You gave the NFL's worst offense 34 points, 27. I guess there was a pick six.
They
But
were
still,
even like losing to the Giants when Dak Prescott was in, and then he breaks his leg, and then Andy Dalton brings him back. So
yeah, that was a terrible break too. I feel bad for Cowboys
do.
fans. Like that was.
I feel bad for Tony Romo being like, "Ooh, I think that's just a cramp. You hope that's a cramp,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Dude, that is not a cramp.
You should know.
His sock is the only thing holding his foot on. Like that's broken
Yeah, when
too."
every part of your body is facing the same cardinal direction except at least one part.
And then
of
your
it.
legs just like
Yeah.
this way, like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's broken.
It was a win by Dallas, and guess what? It was good enough to hold the division for you for a full week, so that was cool. But it was just one of those games where I told you, if you won, you wouldn't feel good about it. I didn't expect Dak to almost die, but I knew it would be a bad game by Dallas where they'd win, and
It was a bad game. They won, so congrats, 2-4.
yep,
Well, 2-3 at this point, but 2-4
yeah,
by Saturday.
yeah. Basically just don't count on Dallas to do anything on defense. It's pathetic.
It's so bad.
Minnesota at Seattle. This was probably the most surprising game of the week.
It was.
It had the conclusion we all expected, but Minnesota held the lead roughly 58 minutes of that game. Like
They looked good at halftime, and then
13
after halftime,
13 to nothing.
Yeah,
Seattle took the lead back with like 3 touchdowns within 2 minutes. Then the Vikings took it back and they held it. And it took a 4th down play with almost no time left from Russell Wilson to get the win. And what the hell? That was in Seattle, Vikings on the road.
the Vikings were just desperate for a win, and they lost, so they probably just gave up.
Yeah, it made me think that maybe the Vikings had more talent we gave credit for. Based on the upcoming week with the Falcons, I now just don't know about them. I think that's what they like to do, confuse us.
Maybe they were just like, we'll beat the Falcons. Or,
Right.
they just got rid of Dan Quinn. We'll win.
Yeah. I mean, Seattle played a good game for about 6 minutes of it. They got the win they needed. Hell, they're still one of the 3 undefeated teams, so props to them. It's just weird that they struggled as much as they did against the Vikings. It makes me wonder if either the Vikings are very streaky or maybe some injuries are piling up for the Seahawks or maybe they slapped on them. I mean,
The Seahawks defense is bad, too.
yeah, but
It's Russell Wilson that makes that team work.
it was Kirk Cousins in primetime. That shouldn't work in any capacity.
What if it's the Seahawks defense, though? Because they're like almost as bad as Dallas, but not quite.
Yeah, I guess.
Dallas is like historically bad.
I guess 27 points is a low amount of points for the Seahawks to score, weirdly. I think you're right. I think it's just the Seahawks defense. All right, and finally we got the LAC at New Orleans. That was a weird one, too. It was a good game, though.
They almost pulled it off.
Monday
LAC
Night
almost
Thriller.
pulled it off. It took it to overtime, but
Yeah,
I
Monday
didn't
Night
see that
Thriller.
coming.
Don't get enough of those anymore.
That was a good game.
It really
Okay.
was. Justin Herbert's weird. He's going toe-to-toe with a lot of premier quarterbacks. He's gone toe-to-toe with Mahomes, Breeze, Brady. He's led on all three of them at most of the game. And
Yeah.
then they lose. Makes you wonder, what is it there? Is it the team or is it the coaching? What?
It might be coaching. Honestly, it might be like you can't make the adjustments to finish the game or call the right plays to finish the game
Yeah.
because they had the lead at some point in those games. Like they went to
No,
overtime with
they had
Kansas
the
City.
lead for almost all
With
those
Kansas
games.
City, they went to freaking overtime with the Saints. It's just like, damn, dude, those are some heartbreaking losses.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You were up 17 points against the Bucks and you blew that.
Yeah,
Uh,
some heartbreakers. Sorry, guys.
At least this game was the game to put away all the is Drew Brees wash talk. No, Drew Brees is fine. He looks great.
Really?
He does.
Does
he
he,
does.
though?
He
Does
does.
he, though?
He misses Michael Thomas. That's it.
He does.
I think he had a great game. He really did. Granted, I think that their defense needs to figure some shit out because they were getting burned on 50-yard post routes. Drew Brees doesn't play defense, so what is he going to do about that?
Watch this score go up.
Pretty much.
Ugh, dang.
But you did what you needed to do. And there we go. Pixopain, week 6, week 5 reckoning. All right, we'll get to week 6 this Saturday. You have anything to add? All right, cool. Take it easy. Bye.